Thank you, Judy. Good morning. I am Adriana Vargas, and I am an assistant research professor at the National Center for Asphalt Technology. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 7th session of the virtual National Pavement Preservation Conference. This session is focused on research related to pavement preservation and includes presentations by Jiang Tsai, Bas Powell, Gonzalo Rada, Kelvin Wang, and Mike Anderson. This session will open with a case study by Michael Robson of Fugro, Inc. I am pleased to turn over the program to our case study sponsor, Michael Robson.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to present a case study. As all of us are aware, we're part of the session 7, the pavement preservation related research session. And following my brief case study, there will be several presentations on sensor advancement, cracking definitions, and pavement preservation techniques, how they work, by some very noted speakers and researchers. So what I wanted to talk about briefly today is boosting the accuracy of Virginia DOT's pavement data. Although it's a little bit of a stretch to say boosting the accuracy, essentially what the case study is going to have a brief discussion on is how do we address the improvements in either technology, analysis, machine learning, AI, various acronyms that are part of all of our worlds. And what do we do with that data? Has the data actually changed? Probably not. In essence, is a crack a crack? So all of the time that we are taking a look at the individual defects, we're the first step in any kind of pavement detection or pavement definition is going to be the detection of a crack. So when we're looking at sensors that are 3-5 millimeter capable sensors, and now we're doing 1 millimeter. Has the crack actually changed? Is it still a crack? Well, of course it is. However, what do we do with that particular crack is really the question that Virginia wanted to resolve, because what they didn't want to see was cracks being detected, the severities being adjusted, and the trends that they are going to use for their pavement management tools or for their HPMS data submissions, that they would be dramatically changed. So that was the big challenge when you started to have detection that was now showing interconnected cracks, which could potentially be increasing the percent of cracking within a lane, within a designated zone on the roadway, which would impact the HPMS results year over year. That's something that no DOT wants to face, and certainly Virginia had to address that problem as they went from some of their original windshield surveys to other types of sensors, to then to laser-based detection, to increase detection from the tools that became available on the market. And so the management of each one of these changes became very vital to the DOT. When you take a look at the needs distribution with detection 1, essentially, let's take a look just at 2020 as an example. We had about 45%. And these are, and let me preface this. This is an example graph. This is not specific to the needs distribution for the DOT. This is something that I pulled together to illustrate the potential challenge that any agency will face as there are improvements or adjustments to algorithms, whatever it might be. So if we look at 2020, we had 6% that was in need of some form of rehabilitation, and 45% of the network that was in a need situation that would be a do nothing. So, half of their network, they were looking at doing some type of maintenance strategy. If you take a look at the same data and you're using additional intensity for your distress detection, you could be in a situation where now you're at 15% that needs rehabilitation. Although it's still a relatively small amount, increasing the cost to repair your roads by 10%, and 10% at the rehabilitation, a much more expensive operation. 60% is instead of 49%. is now in need of maintenance. These are very significant outputs and therefore require additional financing. I guess the goal behind the case study here is at least to get everyone thinking about, we always are striving toward finding ways to improve our detection, improve our analysis, improve the algorithms, and there will be some further conversation on that still today. However, it's not just simple enough to just allow those values to then just become your data set. You do have to have some professional engineering applied to accept this data. How do we use it? And there's just an additional series of questions that need to be answered. So, being a case study, quick, just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. Enjoy the remainder of today, and we'll all talk soon.
Thank you, Michael.
The preceding was produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation. More information can be found on the web at pavementpreservation.org. Additional support provided by Michigan State University.